Furious Clapper admits to CNN that Trump was wiretapped. Former Director of National Intelligence James Clapper was forced to admit that Obama illegally wiretapped Donald Trump during a CNN interview Wednesday. Speaking with CNN host Don Lemon, Clapper admitted that it was conceivable that then-candidate Donald Trump was picked up in a wiretap of former campaign chairman Paul Manafort. Don Lemon, CNN host, is it possible the president was picked up in a conversation with Paul Manafort? James Clapper, former DNI, it's certainly conceivable. Lemon, is it likely? Clapper, I can't say. I wouldn't want to go there, but I will say it's possible. CNN, it's possible President Trump's voice was picked up in a wiretap of Paul Manafort, says former spy chief Clapper. RealClearPolitics.com reports the next day Clapper told Meet the Press host Chuck Todd he can't speak officially as he had retired, but that his department did not oversee a wiretap on candidate Trump. He added he could not speak on behalf of the other three intelligence agencies authorized to do so. The president's allies say the fact that Manafort was wiretapped proves that the president was right to accuse the former president of wiretapping him, and you were wrong. What's your response? Lemon asked Clapper. Well, again, I stand on that statement that you just replayed, and I cannot comment on the media reporting, which is all we have about a FISA warrant allegedly lodged against Mr. Manafort. I can't comment on that. I will simply reiterate what I said in March, and I stand on that, Clapper responded. Clapper told Lemon he did not know about a FISA warrant against Manafort, and once again that he stands by what he said on Meet the Press. I stand on what I said on the 5th of March on Meet the Press. The former intelligence director said, again, I have to say that what we have is media reporting only, and actually commenting on FISAs are classified, and so you know, even if I knew something about it, I couldn't talk about it, and I don't. And again, I will just conclude by saying I stand on what I said on the 5th of March, Clapper told Lemon. On March 4th, the president-elect tweeted, terrible, just found out that Obama had my wires tapped in Trump Tower just before the victory. Nothing found. This is McCarthyism. How long has President Obama gone to tap my phones during the very sacred election process? This is Nixon Watergate, bad or sick guy. Here's what Clapper said in that March 5th, 2017 interview on MTP, Chuck Todd. Let me start with the president's tweets yesterday, this idea that maybe President Obama ordered an illegal wiretap of his offices. If something like that happened, would this be something you would be aware of? James Clapper, I would certainly hope so. I can't say, obviously. I'm not. I can't speak officially anymore, but I will say that for the part of the national security apparatus that I oversaw as DNI, there was no such wiretap activity mounted against the president-elect at the time, or as a candidate, or against his campaign. I can't speak for the other Title III authorized entities in the government or a state or local entity. Chuck Todd, yeah. I was just going to say, if the FBI, for instance, had a FISA court order of some sort for a surveillance, would that be information you would know or not know? Yes. You would be told this? I would know that, James Clapper says. Chuck Todd, if there was a FISA court order on something like this, Something like this? Absolutely, answered James Clapper. Chuck Todd: and at this point, you can't confirm or deny whether that exists? James Clapper: I can deny it. Chuck Todd: there is no FISA court order? James Clapper: not to my knowledge. Not to my knowledge, I guess he said. Chuck Todd: of anything at Trump Tower? James Clapper: no. Unbelievable. And now look as he goes here and speaks.
President's allies say that the fact that Manafort was wiretapped proves that the president was right to accuse the former president of wiretapping him, and you were wrong. What's your response?
Well, I stand on that statement that you just replayed, and I cannot comment on the media reporting, which is all we have, about a FISA warrant allegedly lodged against Mr. Manafort. I can't comment on that. I will simply reiterate what I said in March, and I stand on that.
Yeah, and that there is, as far as Trump Tower being wiretapped, according to the president, you say what?
I stand on what I said on the 5th of March on Meet the Press, as you just replayed it.
Okay. So did you know, and I hate to keep, I just wanted, just for clarity, because there's been a lot of reporting on this, right? And people on especially those supporters of the president saying, oh, here's proof. So did you know about a FISA warrant against Paul Manafort at the time?
I did not.
You did not. Okay.
And again, I have to say, only. And actually, commenting on, FISAs are classified, and so even if I knew something about it, I couldn't, and I don't. And I will just conclude by saying I stand on what I said on the 5th of March.
Is it possible the president was picked up in a conversation with Paul Manafort?
It's certainly conceivable. Yeah,
is it likely?
I can't say. I wouldn't want to go there, but I will say it's possible.
Okay. The Washington Post is also reporting tonight that while Paul Manafort was working for Donald Trump, he offered to privately brief a Russian oligarch, Oleg Deripaska, on the campaign. How would the Russians interpret that, Mr. Clapper?
Well, obviously perhaps they would regard it perhaps as a witting accomplice. Again, as part of their overall campaign to interfere with the election. So if they had a witting and willing participant who would engage with them, talk with them, who in their mind had some inside access or influence in the campaign, which at one point Mr. Manafort certainly did, I think they would view that as a favorable line of exploitation.
Do you notice, like, how CNN, they cut the feed just when he was about to answer, like around this part?
Only.
You see?
And actually did not.
You did not. Okay.
And again, I have to say, only. And
you see what I'm saying? Like they cut and then they start the sound. I mean, it's sickening what CNN does. It's sickening. Like, he asks a question and then he's cut off.
I did not.
You did not. Okay.
And again, I have to say, only. And actually,
only we got. I have to say, all blank, only. I mean, this is incredible. Let me know what you guys think. But we know Clapper knew about this. Clapper knew about this. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.